Collaborations are a huge part of what we do here at Getac. And another collaborator, another brand on board is you. Aidan.
Thank you.
How do you
Thanks,
do,
Will.
mate?
Yeah, very well.
Introduce
Very well.
who you are and what you do.
So I'm Adrian Rickett. I am the founder and CEO of Sentinel Flight Services.
Sentinel Flight Services.
Yeah.
That sounds grand, doesn't it?
Yeah,
It is grand.
It's pretty grand.
Yeah.
Yeah, SFS.
Yeah.
There's a link, obviously.
Yes, absolutely, yeah.
So we provide drone services essentially within anything within the unmanned space, in particular through our partnership with Green Jet's, a manufacturer of really cutting edge electric propulsion.
So these cutting edge electric propulsion jets are proper, aren't they? Just explain a little bit more about them, because I was blown away when you told me yesterday. I was like, wow, that is like insane, the speeds and the capabilities.
It is, yeah. It's a lot of very bright people, far brighter than me, who have created essentially electric ducted fans. So a method of propulsion that really works on battery. So zero emissions, very green, very, very quiet.
Massively quiet, aren't they? Yeah,
massively quiet, yeah.
So, what sort of speeds are we reaching with this sort of stuff? It's like, this is blowing me away, like, you know what I mean?
So you can have your kind of big fixed wing drones at 100, 150 kph, right the way up to, sky's the limit with electricity, right? Instant torque, massive acceleration, 650, 700 kilometers an hour.
See, I still think, when I say electric engine, I think milk float. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, no, that's ridiculous. 800 miles an hour, that's like...
Yeah, exactly. No, it's pretty wild.
Yeah.
And of course it opens up 1,000,001 different avenues for the future. If we can upscale this, one day will we all be getting on electric planes, just like
I think it's a massively exciting space, because you're only limited by your imagination with this stuff. Do you know what I mean? Even the drone stuff, I'm already thinking, people talking just like fly into a building, fly into this, attack this, or do that, and it's like, wow, just unimaginable space.
It's crazy. I mean, there was an article the other day that was talking, I think it was in the FT, and it was talking about how electric propulsion and wing design, so that the way we look at planes today, when you fly off to New York or wherever you go, will look completely different in the future and powered completely differently.
Yeah. But the principles of flight don't change, do they? And I think that's thrust, lift, and drag or something. Do you know what I mean? It's the principles of flight.
Absolutely, and it hasn't changed. I think it's just the way that we're manipulating that has evolved and continues to evolve. I mean, if you look at the fighter jets of today, the F-35, for example, couldn't be more different from a Spitfire if you tried, and yet the same principles of flight are still the same.
Yes.
So that's really interesting. And I think, what we're focused on, I'm not clever enough to come up with these sorts of contraptions, but what we're focused on is that sort of client end-to-end user experience. So from concept of operations, how am I going to use this? A drone in of itself is a method of getting a camera into a different place. How am I going to do it? Why am I doing it? What's the end result? What do I do with all the data? How do I train my pilots? What happens if something goes wrong? Repairs, maintenance, etc. So it's really that customer support from the point of purchase or even before purchase, right the way through to an ongoing.
And your interface with end user has to be on point as well, otherwise you're not going to understand what is really.
I'll have to do a much better job than I'm doing now. But essentially it's embedding with partners. Being part of that team, so that they're getting ultimately what they're looking to get out of, and it could be anything. It could be from a military application through to working in ecology, conservation. It could be looking at elephants in the game reserves of anti-poaching.
Checking power lines. It's all being done by this sort of stuff.
It could be covering the channel for the crisis that we have currently. 1,000,001 uses for drones, and I think really, like you said, it's your imagination can take you wherever.
It runs wild with me. So Getac in particular, what's the relationship and what's building there between yourselves and Getac?
So, like I said, a drone is just a method of getting a sensor into a different place. How you control that, what happens to the data, what setup are you actually operating in? Are you operating in the desert? Are you operating in a comfy office from Mayfair? Really, it seems to me to be part of the equation that's forgotten. We can go and buy a sexy looking drone that can fly for 24 hours. But what interface is the actual pilot and the payload operator? What are they using? And having that ruggedized, high-tech piece of equipment that can control, that can input and take that information coming from the drone it's absolutely vital. It's as vital as wheels on a car.
Yeah, absolutely.
The engine's great, the chassis looks cool, but if you haven't got the wheels, you're not going anywhere.
No.
And so for us, Getac was a natural solution because it's rugged. We can use it in the field. We can use it in the office. You know, I can take it on a train to go from A to B without a wheelie bag. You know, it's a perfect solution.
They've got some phenomenal capabilities. I know we're going to do some techie stuff tomorrow. We're going to actually look at some of your drones and some of the kit that you've got, so I'm looking forward to that. But for now, listen, it's great to have you on board, and we'll chat again.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
No doubt.
Thank
All
you.
right?